In this video, we're going to be looking at the two types of assets that are classed as fixed and current assets. I really hope this video is useful to your understanding of this content. If it is, please like and subscribe for future related content. Let's get into it. So the difference between fixed and current assets is determined by the length of time you intend to keep the said asset. For example, fixed assets a business will generally keep for a year or longer. A current asset, on the flip side, is something that will be used up by the business in a year or less time. Let's have a look at some examples. So when we're talking about fixed assets, we're talking about those things that a business will generally keep for longer than a year. They're quite difficult to turn into cash at short notice. Some examples are things like property. Property includes land, buildings potentially. Other things that a business might keep for a year or longer are things like machinery and also brand names. Now, machinery and property, of course, are tangible assets, whereas a brand name is an intangible asset. I've done a video on the difference between these two key terms, and I'll leave the link in the description. Current assets, on the other hand, are things that a business is likely to use up within the year. The first example is cash. This is the most liquid of assets, liquidity being the ability to pay your short-term debts. The second of the current assets is stock, otherwise known as inventory sometimes. Stock, of course, is something that we as a business hope to use ASAP to avoid it becoming obsolete or perishable. The third example of a current asset is debtors, sometimes known as receivables. These are customers that owe you money, and we expect them to pay, ideally sooner rather than later. So just to recap, the difference between fixed and current assets is the length of time a business likely keeps these assets for. Fixed assets are a lot more difficult to turn into cash at short notice, whereas current assets are said to be more liquid. Thanks ever so much for watching the video on fixed and current assets. I hope you found it useful. Please make sure you subscribe for future related content. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.